Thanks for seeing me. As I told you on the phone, I lost my wife about 3 months ago. After the dust settled and the funeral was done, my days basically consisted of me sitting alone in my house, staring at the walls until it was time to go to sleep. Figured out very quickly the biggest problem with going to bed at 7 p.m. was you were back up at 4 a.m. staring at the walls again. I went back to work a few weeks later, but I was teaching on autopilot. I was dreading the summer so much I signed up to teach summer school just to be around other people. What convinced me to see you? Well, whenever anyone asked me how I was doing, I'd reply miserable. But no one really knew what to do for me aside from saying they're sorry. Until one person asked if it was a usual miserable or if something in particular was bothering me. I thought for a moment and told her that I had an argument with my wife's family about her things. They don't want me to get rid of any of her clothes or personal belongings until they're ready to go through them. It felt nice to talk to someone about what was going on, and she recommended I reach out to you. Have things improved? Definitely. It started on Easter Sunday. It was the first holiday since she passed, and I was sitting at home alone, overwhelmed. Usually, when I feel like that, I would hit the trail at the end of my street and go for a hike. But I didn't want to walk alone past all those houses full of families celebrating the holiday. So I drove to a different trail near my house, walking a new path, not knowing what wonders of nature I would see around the next bend, gave me an amazing endorphin rush. That day, I set the goal for myself to hike every trail in the Summit Metro Park system. I just hope my feet hold up. About a month later, I started doing random activities. Basically, a random activity is something that I've never done before. My theory is being in love is similar to being addicted to a drug. When you are with them, your body releases serotonin, dopamine, and other hormones. When you lose them, you go in withdrawal because your body no longer releases those endorphins. I'm trying to find a healthy alternative that will convince my body to release the happy hormones and cut back on the sad ones. I do new things because I don't want to risk being overwhelmed by memories. It all started with a Beatles festival. I was never a big fan, but I bought tickets to take my brother as a graduation present. It was so much fun, I started looking for other activities. I helped open a canal lock, went to a lecture on the pyramids, attended the World Series of Golf with a buddy of mine, did some outdoor concerts, and strangest of all, I discovered Shakespeare. Okay, I discovered Shakespeare about as much as Christopher Columbus discovered the New World. I went to a reading of Macbeth at the library and decided to see some more. The next day, I found a Shakespeare play in the Gardens of Stan Hewitt. Figured it was worth $50 just to get out of $15 to get out of the house. Walking around the gardens before the show was nice, but then the green show started. When they did the slapstick sword fight, I laughed for the first time since I lost her. Found out there were 2 other Shakespeare companies in the area, so I plan on going to some more plays. I found if I go to the same play 3 times, it actually starts to make sense. I wouldn't say I'm avoiding my grief, more trying to outrun it. I'm sure I'll eventually lose the race, but right now, the random activities help me get through the day. If I have something to look forward to, I can manage. But if I don't, I start to panic and frantically look for anything to do. I'm open to suggestions for coping methods other than running away from home, except alcohol. I'm a prohibitionist. Why am I a prohibitionist? Why wouldn't I be a prohibitionist? Do you know how many American traditions are rooted in prohibition? NASCAR, gangster movies, the Kennedys. I figure no one will complain if we legalize marijuana and prostitution at the same time we bring back the ban on alcohol. Very intuitive of you. I do use humor as a coping mechanism. The real reason I don't drink is because alcoholism runs rampant in my family. I figured out when I was in high school the easiest way to quit drinking is to never take the first sip. Didn't feel like playing Russian roulette with 5 bullets. Well, full disclosure, I did have a taste of alcohol. My first memory is my dad giving me a sip of the beer he was drinking while driving in a snowstorm with no seatbelts. Other than that, all I've had is altar wine, but I don't think that counts because of some weird Catholic transfiguration thing. Anyway, any advice on better ways to deal with grief?